Hello and welcome. I'm going to be playing Zombies Ate My Neighbors for the Sega Genesis. You can see here there is a password option. After every 4th level you receive a password. I'm just going to start at level 1 and play the first 10 levels. This game is also a co-op game if you want to play with a second player, but I will be playing solo. So the objective is just to run around each level. There's no set order you necessarily have to go in and touch the neighbors to rescue them. You gotta do that before an enemy does. If an enemy touches them, then they're lost. And everything carries over each level, so if I only rescue 9 neighbors, I'll only have 9 to rescue in the next level. Keys yet. And every weapon and item you collect carries over. Your health doesn't reset either, so if you're half health when you finish the level, you'll be half health at the start of the next level. Now, in some ways it's good to just run past enemies. You're kind of in a hurry to rescue neighbors. When you either rescue all 10 or they're rescued or killed, the exit door opens wherever you're standing at. Now you can go and keep exploring a level if you want, which is really probably the best thing to do. Rescue all the neighbors and then look around if you need to find more items, because it is good to have a lot of keys. And of course a lot of health kits can be useful later in the game. Although I'll probably end up using a few here in the first 10 levels. The default weapon is a water gun, which works well on zombies, but not as much against the more powerful enemies. Enjoy finding to play a lot of weapons and items. Come back for that neighbor and potion. Sometimes you lose that neighbor if you don't go right away. Opening cabinets is a risk because sometimes you do get attacked. I think you already saw that. Get hit by a purple monster that pops out. It takes 1 health point away. Almost lost them. You can see where the neighbors are on the little radar screen there to the right. They show up as a dot when you're close enough. And you can get neighbors back after you lose them by reaching set point levels, which is the main reason to shoot enemies. Otherwise, like I said, it's good to run past them sometimes. It's not a big deal to not kill everyone. I certainly don't. The bazooka there can break through certain walls, in that case glass. That little guy yelling is a pain. I like to avoid those enemies in particular. Already lost a neighbor. Not a lot I could have done. I'm going in a pretty good path here to get each one. good route, I should say. Just caught a bad break there. One of the more difficult thing is cycling through the weapons to find the one you want really quickly. Because if you have a lot of weapons, you can only cycle one direction. It's easy to skip past the one you want. This level, there's all these chainsaw guys. I was afraid that was gonna happen. I was trying to get him to go after me, but he wouldn't. I'm gonna waste a lot of this ammo just blasting through the edges. You can fight these guys, but again, I prefer to run. They do take a lot of damage. You can hit them with the bazooka, but I like to use the bazooka shots on shooting my way through. No, I did get him with the bazooka. Yeah, I'm going. I think it's turned too early there. I wanted to go here. I believe I know where the last neighbor is. Oh boy. Yeah. See, trying to move around and switch. I was trying to get to a health kit. I've got a couple of them. It's okay. It's only playing 10 levels. You have these clown decoys you can drop. Yeah, normally you shouldn't die in the first 10 levels. Because the health kits restore all your health, and there's plenty of them to find. Just that I got myself kind of jammed up between the chainsaw guys, but it's just trying to cycle through items and weapons really is tricky. Now I am playing with a 6-button controller, which helps a lot. It's far worse with a 3-button controller. You only need 4 buttons, but that extra button is big. With the 6-button controller, what you can do is you get 1 button, the X button to cycle weapons, Y button to cycle items, fire with the A button, and use items with the B button. Otherwise, you have to hold down the A button when you want to swap weapons or items. That's tough, because you'll be holding down the A, then hit B to switch weapons or C to switch items. Really not easy at all. Strongly recommend having a 6-button controller when you play this. It can be tricky to land your shots. may have noticed when I started the game, it's published by Konami and developed by LucasArts. This is one of the earlier console-only games from LucasArts. Although they developed Star Wars games, well, they were involved in the development of Star Wars games, but they weren't the primary developer of most of the early ones. So before they made this game, they did make an NES game called Defenders of Dynatron, and it's only on NES. Boy, I'm doing bad here. So most of the Lucas games were computer games for a while. I mean, a lot of adventure games. Right before they were LucasArts, that NES game was actually, it was developed when they were called Lucasfilm. So this might be the first game under the name LucasArts. Right, toddler time. Oh no, Castle of Terror, then toddler. The toddler's like a boss character. Oh, you'll see that shortly. This level shouldn't take too long at all. It's a really good game that has a lot of variety in the levels and enemies, lots of weapons, a lot of different items, and of course co-op is always good. Oh, I'm getting in a bad spot here. Thought I'd go faster, but then I got all jammed up. It's easy to just not walk quite close enough to things. I had a fire extinguisher, put out that fire to go that way. I don't have one, so I'm just gonna walk through it. Throwing these things. Just never have the right thing equipped. Just have to fight in all these little corridors. Boy, and they just don't stop. the toddler, I don't know. Sometimes I can get it quick, sometimes I can't. Probably gonna use the beast form once or twice. Getting to the neighbors is a bit of a challenge too. The toddler runs around really fast and smashes things. Yeah, already lost a neighbor. It's a pain, and it goes so fast. So you're invincible in beast form, but you can only use melee, which is fine for this. Melee is actually quite good. You can punch through doors, through certain walls. It's essentially, instead of using the bazooka, it does the same thing. And I wear off right in front of him. There's also a mystery potion that can basically do just whatever one of the other the items does. It's just random. But it can also do one bad thing. Well, a couple bad things, I believe. It can damage you, or it can make you, I don't know what exactly it does, but you lose control of the character for a little bit. Waste of a key. Alright, I'm gonna use some of these Pandora boxes, I believe they're called. Nope, dropped the clown. Guess I went through them all. And I'm hitting all the wrong buttons like I always do. Try these, I guess. I don't know, this thing is just a pain to hit. And you can't stay in places where it can't step on you. Of course, you can see it squirts milk. Not that it's that hard to dodge, but I'm just kind of staying still. Thought I'd have it by now. That's all I used. Alright, I got it. So, what he has is a special key, and of course it turns into a smaller toddler that you can rescue. The key is for this door. Should mention I'm playing on the Sega 32X that's connected to a Genesis Model 1. It's really the best way to record off the Model 1 because the Model 1 only has an RF out, whereas later models did add the composite out, which is what the 32X has. So with the RF out, all I can really do is connect to my VCR, which I still have. I actually have a couple VCRs. And then from there I can do the composite out to the hardware I'm using to record. But I'm only doing that for video. The Model 1 has stereo sound through the headphone jack. So I've got the audio coming out of there split for stereo sound. These blobs can only be defeated with popsicles, I think. Level 10 is full of those little guys with axes. Real pain. The best thing to do on this level is to turn into the beast. I do think I have one potion. I know where another one is on this level too. There's a lot of walls they can bust through, a lot of crates. I do also have speed shoes here, which help. I'll show you a few different things before I finish. Let's go with the speed shoes. Oh no, I did activate them. Oh, I didn't realize it. So yeah, so he's running really fast. Now, I wore off because I was standing there like a fool. Here's a mystery. Let's see what it gives us. Mystery potion. Oh, more speed shoes. Ooh. What I need to do is blast. Alright, getting to the last people. We have to go this way. I'll use my last potion to finish up the level. I can't go this way. There we go. Let's grab this. Even though I'm ending the video and don't need to. These are the last people rescue. And that is that. So, I thank you for watching.